and Manny at Manny Mods Garage, and as you guys seen in the thumbnail, I got something different in the garage today. We have a Hyundai Genesis 2020 G70. So this one is basically the luxurious, fancy version of a Kia Stinger GT. It's got the 3-liter turbo, twin turbo, pretty quick. This is not the all-wheel drive version, so I don't know if it's the GT or whatever. I'm not, you know, savvy when it comes to these Japanese or Asian cars or whatever. But he found me on Instagram on a feed randomly and saw that they tagged me, and he started looking at my page. He saw, man, he's got a huge following, and he's got some pretty cool cars, and it looks like he knows how to bag cars. I need to bag my G70. He had the kit, so he just dropped it off. I'm going to install everything here. I'm not going to give you guys an exact tutorial or nothing like that. I'm just going to show you the process, and I hope you guys enjoy the video, so stay tuned. I'm going to show you some more stuff along the way. Let's get to it. So I did one side of this car already. Very simple, very similar to all the other bag installations. Nothing too complicated on these vehicles. I know the Kia Stinger and the Genesis G70, they have very similar suspension. So I did the rear, pretty smooth. Didn't take too much time. I'm gonna show you a little bit what I did, and then I did the front already. Wasn't too complicated. Kind of reminds me of like a Mustang system. I did airbags on a Mustang, so they have very similar suspension. On the rear, because he has a very nice speaker box system and amplifier and all that, I have to put everything in the back as closest to the backs of seats as possible, so I can put this box in front of it. We did like a very compact, simple setup. The usual things that I do all the time. I put the management system in the bottom, and then put all the Airlines through 2 little grommets, 2 little holes that I drill out of the bottom, with spare wheel tub, and then I put all the Airlines and tub everything up real tight, real nice, check for making sure there's no air leaks or anything like that, and then put everything together. So right now what I'm about to do is I'm about to do the other side, the bags, knock it out pretty quickly now that I know what it entails, and then run all the Airlines, slap this in there, wire everything up, and we should be up and down within a couple hours or maybe less. So stay tuned. It's pretty easy. What I realized, a lot of this stuff uses the standard stuff and metric. So basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take these 2 10 mils out. It's one on each side, one on the brake line, and then one for the ABS sensor. This car, luckily for the owner, does not come with the magnetic ride suspension, so he can return those parts that he ordered. So that's really good. And then you gotta take off the sway bar, the super long sway bar. This one. Allen key. I'll have to take this. I'll break it loose. Nope, socket. Okay, kind of break it loose. Helps me out a lot. And then put this bad boy in there. next, I like to take the sway bar or the tie rod off. That helps a lot. Sway bar takes a little convincing. She's still under tension. The other side's loose. All right, and then once those are done, this bad boy is basically ready to come out. So what I do is I'll take the top nuts out of the strut tower, and I completely take those out and then go from there. Let me go get my tool. These all get reused. It all falls out. So, once you get it to this point, it takes a little more convincing to do. So you basically want to step on the strut and swing everything down, and then this is ready to come out. However, I need my jack. Go get my jack. You want to get a jack to hold to support the rotor. You don't want to go too far down and damage something. Especially these brake lines, you don't want them under tension. That's it. All right, on this strut, you gotta remove this little bushing thing. I have no idea what this is for, but I'm just gonna transfer it over to the new one. This is all loose and finicky. It's very weird the way this is put together. So it's this bag setup made by PSI Pneumatic Suspension Incorporation. They called the Air Suspension Experts. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, some of the best quality stuff that I've seen in a while. A lot of these companies out there, they're making bags for every single car, and they don't take their time and do the ingenuity part of it all. So I'm very impressed because there's a lot of different options. It's got dampening settings, it's got camber adjustments, caster adjustments, it's got, and they replicate the OEM stuff very, very well. And I know this is an aftermarket one, so they have a bracket for this. I don't know what this is for. I'm pretty sure this is if you have the dampening controllers, maybe like a bracket for the original magnetic suspension bracket, whatever, but this car doesn't have that, so it's just not gonna have it. So yeah, this is basically all you gotta do. Slide this back in here, this kind of goes like this, and at this point you kind of gotta like finesse and finagle it, but I messed up. You have to put the airline. Go put the airline on. That makes a lot of sense.
That's the airline?
A leader line.
Well, that's nice.
Our car has it. When you buy aftermarket bags, not using your factory strut, the struts come with leader lines.
That's cool.
Our car has it. finally ready to go in. Right now I'm doing is I'm adjusting the coilover, making sure it matches the other side. I want them about 2 inches. The customer requested it super low. He wants it super low. He wants to drive around like slammed. So that's what we're doing. It's a process. It's not as easy as it may seem to do something like this. So basically, it's just like a giant screw. That's what a coilover is. That's the pain in the butt part. That back sway working. I just had it 2 seconds ago.
What are you looking for?
A nut.
What's behind you? Right there.
No, that's not it.
Oh.
I can't find the nut. I need it. I just had it. How does this happen?
Was it?
You put it in the tray after I turned around.
But didn't you check the tray?
You did it. Guys, your wives touching your shit? I'm sorry, bro. Sorry. It's not right to be touching my things. You shouldn't be touching my things.
Who found it?
You did. These cars are very well insulated underneath. There's a lot of windage trays and a lot of coverings. I think I took down probably like 10 to 15 freaking 10mm nuts and bolts that cover all the brake lines, fuel lines, and battery lines coming from the front to the back. And so that's basically what I used to guide the airlines from the front. So I'll come and show you real quick. So here's the bag and everything put together. Here's the actual leader line, which I'm about to connect the airline to right now. And there's a pocket. So what I do is I come up here from the top, so it's not away from the strut, the suspension. And then underneath, I don't know if you can probably see that. Underneath, as you can see, there's a battery line. On this one, I'm just gonna route it to this battery line all the way to the back. So I'm gonna zip tie a whole bunch of zip ties to that airline where it's safe. And it's next to this actual frame channel, so that'll get hit first. If anything, God forbid, gets hit, that's what's gonna get hit. And then all these freaking trays, as you can see on the other side, these trays are gonna cover everything real nice. And then as far as the back, what I do is when the lines go to the back, I go over the whole subframe. So nothing gets pinched or anything like that. I go over the whole entire subframe. 1/4-inch lines are my favorite for that reason, because I can manipulate them a little better. So if you got 3/8 lines, they're bigger lines, and those airlines kink more than these 1/4-inch lines. So I got more flexibility. So I go over the whole subframe, chassis, everything. I go over the whole axle, and then just guide it into the grommet that I drilled out. Well, the hole I drilled out, the grommet, put it through there, connect it to the management system. That's it. simple setup. It's got a big old nut back here, and just basically take off this top coupler or bracket or whatever, and then put on the fitting, whatever fitting you want to put on it. Make sure everything's super tight, and then down here, I don't know if you guys seen any of that, but down here this just fits in the bottom. It comes with this big old washer and this big old nut. That's all it is.
How are you feeling?
Woo, I'm exhausted. Started at 9 a.m. It is 6, so it's been a long day. But it's been 9 hours. Well, 9:30 I started, and it is about to be 6 o'clock. So yeah, basically 9 hours on 2 small slices of cold pizza, some water, a migraine, and we finished. And the only reason why I didn't rush it, because I could have done it a little faster, but my body wasn't letting me. Well, the only reason why I did it is because it's Sunday, I have the time, and I didn't want to deal with it tomorrow, and it'd be great, just get it out of the way. So tomorrow afternoon or evening, I could just chill when I get home. So check it out, guys, look. The customer, like I said, he had a subwoofer, so I centered it in the middle, put the compressors, the tank. It is low. I adjusted the front end 2 times on the coilovers to try to make it as low as possible. But if I'm not mistaken, I mean, I know he has a little more space, but I don't want to go that low. So, you know, it's not my car, so I don't want to make that decision. I know he can do it himself. He had bags and coilovers. The guy's name is Brandon. So, Brandon, real huge shout out, man. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate you actually trusting me. Like I said earlier, he found me on Instagram, and he was just like, hey, I need somebody to do the bags. I've had bags before, but I don't have the time to do it. So, boom, I bagged his Genesis G70. I'm not going to lie. This car looks pretty mean. It looks really, really intimidating. It's just a big body, you know, Korean monster machine. So, yeah, man, I'm really happy. You know, everything's good, solid, no weird noises. We did find a little small clunking noise. I retightened everything, rechecked everything. His brakes are really, really bad. So, I think it has to do something maybe with the suspension. But yeah, you know, I did what I could. The car looks great. So yeah, proud to say I did another car other than a Mopar like you guys see all the time. So he's about to get here real soon, and we'll check it out. But guys, please do me a favor, hit that like, subscribe, and until next time.